Alrighty. Well, hello everybody. Well, and he peers right in. Hello everybody, this is episode 35 of Shoot the Breeze, a chill interview and a chill time all around for you and me. I am your host, Debbie DeVire, and alongside me is, well, a good old friend of mine here. A person I've actually got a chance to know for quite some time on hand. Well, give or take, like, what, 2-3 years?
Something like that, I believe.
Something like that on hand for the most part. He's also very talented in the sense of basically making music as well as a little bit of DJing here and there as well. My guest for tonight is Whitemesser, but you may also call him White for short. How you been, buddy? Welcome on in.
Well, White or Messer. Some people, which one they feel like.
Yeah,
I don't really care on that.
Either or, on hand.
Yeah, but I'm doing good.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear you're doing well on hand. So, let me ask you the first question on hand. How the hell did we meet?
Well, that's pretty easy. Actually, a friend of ours that his name's Aurora, actually, because we were playing a game together on one of the streams that we did together, and then he decided to want to raid you, and then I joined it on that, and that's how our friendship started, I guess.
It all started for a simple raid, and then afterwards or so, that's when I've been joining on you during anytime you're ever on VRC or so, just seeing how you've been and just being able to hang out here and there, and just basically see how our lives are going between both of us.
Pretty much that.
Yeah, definitely on hand. So, let me ask about your VRChat origins. What did you see, like, how did you get started in VRChat or so? It could be like for a YouTube video, maybe you saw it for an ad or so. Like, what got you started to play the game?
Well, it's funny enough, it was actually when I was originally streaming Overwatch, but then I was really had it with the game, so I was trying to find something else that I could feel the joy and have fun with more than actually getting sort of angry and such. So then one day I just found one random video that it was recommended that it says VRChat, and I was like, what the hell is a VRChat? Then I checked it on, and it was also the video made by Ryan, that is one of those kind of like big founders of this game, I would say. Not really big founders, but that brought a lot of people into this game. So pretty much I was watching his a lot, and I saw that how much he actually as a mute can actually bring joy to people and actually enjoy his time and actually do some funny stuff. And after watching a lot of his videos, I then was thinking like, there is a guy that I thought was also really funny that I wanted to watch that was named Yoy Bagels in his video. So I was like, I need to find this guy. I need to see how he's actually as a person also in his videos, because I'm pretty sure he does that. And I didn't find it at all because I was searching Yoy Bagels, so I was like, oh shit, well that was actually really bad. But then later on, when I was then thinking, I probably should check on his description, because probably normally people, when they do YouTube videos, they also posting other people's YouTube videos, but those that do YouTube videos. Then I found one that it says Nags, and I was like, who the hell is Nags? Because I didn't see him anywhere in his videos. But when I clicked it, then I realized a little bit after when I heard the voice and then saw his videos in VRChat, I was like, that's him! That's the guy I was searching for! So after watching him also a long while, then I just felt like I need to try the game out. So I did it actually on 2017, only one day, tried it out. And I had so much fun, and I was playing on desktop too. And I actually met a few, five new friends, and they were really actually nice, and we had a lot of fun actually. And because of that, then I watched more videos, and I decided that I need to wait till I get actually a VR and then also on my own kind of a character into the game. So I did that, but luckily I had enough money to actually buy it basically my first VR, which was the Oculus Rift, the original one. And then I actually had to commission somebody to create my character, and I got some help to actually upload it, which I did it by myself, but they just showed me how to do it, which was really awesome with them.
There you go.
So that started also with me to learning about Unity.
Oh, there you go. little bit of, usually it's usually just that small video on here, or something that you kind of see that you never ever seen before, that basically opens the gate to many different things you ever wanted to do, or just basically do things you didn't know you could do.
Yeah. But it was also because of there was new friends when I tried it before I started streaming also VRChat. I started streaming on 1st of April, but before that it was few days, like near the ending of March. I did try it out and actually made a group of friends that I had that I was with them for a long while. But then suddenly it's kind of broke up. Barely anybody was visiting each other also, and barely some of them was online, so it was like kind of a little bit dead. But then I meet in more new groups, and the adventure just continues on either way. So
yeah, and that's the funny thing too. Like when you first start out, you're gonna have that first group of friends you always hang out with, and either they kind of like part ways because they either get bored of like a certain game, or basically they just want to go do something else, or maybe life catches up on them, and then later on you finally find that group of friends that you always want to hang out there. They always want to hang out with you. You always want to hang out with them, and basically it's like a great bonding on hand where they become the your go-to group, people you always want to be around.
Well, it was technically that I joined it on a couple of groups, and then later on, I don't even know if I joined another one, but then later on, I just created my own, apparently.
Oh.
Basically that.
Well, there you go. I mean, and that can happen too, like you'll create your own group as time goes by. Like when time goes by or so, you'll create your own thing, and that's like the rarest thing. It's best to create your own thing than just like try to join on something else and then create it for within somebody else's thing. So. But let me go ahead and ask about your hobbies on hand besides this game in general. I put down like music making, I put down DJing, multiplayers, which is a given because I've always catch you playing Dead by Daylight. But I was gonna say anything past those or so, or anything you want to elaborate more on with those.
Pretty much it's just now that I'm focusing a lot on music, but it's hobby. I wouldn't say it a hobby. I'm trying to work out, so I'm actually stay kind of like more healthy and not like less training and feeling ache in my body because now my condition kind of have gotten worse and on that. So I need to start working, like walking out every day and start working out a little bit so I can actually still feel more better. But like I said, it's not a hobby, but you could maybe say it is, but I don't know. Otherwise, I don't think I have all the hobbies.
I mean, even if it's not seen like a hobby on hand for so, at least it's a healthy kind of, I want to say it's like a healthy addiction if you think about it. Because at least with that, it's helping you out more than anything else. And I will say, I don't know what the condition is or so, but I hope you do live a long, healthy life.
Actually, I do know another thing that is a hobby, an anime. Anime watching is something I like to do sometimes in between.
I was gonna say, because there's a question later on, I am gonna ask you about anime on hand, which will basically be a lot of stuff, which I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot on hand for what we're gonna be talking about here and there, especially for what it's gonna be. So, let's talk about the VRChat scene. Now, I know you had a lot of things that have happened on your end, or so I'm not gonna dive into it because it could be personal, but I will say, from the current presentation of VRChat as of right now or so, what do you think about the game in general, or anything else surrounding it?
Well, technically, I would say it is a great game, but it has many flaws at the moment, which is actually bad. The two main issues is the security and also basically the leaving those bad people that ruin people's lives in a way to be in here is actually the main issue that they actually need to do to fixing that problem. And then the second main problem is like the performance is still an issue, especially when it also comes to like having a lot of people in one world. But apparently that doesn't even matter because even if it's affecting the same world, but they're not on the same world, it's still affecting you either way, which is actually bad. And that's a lot of issues to it. And yeah, then also the VRC Plus, really stupid. Especially when some of those stuff is actually already available in the other one that is for free, which is more better than this. I'm just gotta say that.
No, I got you. I got you.
And I heard, yeah, but I also, oh, sorry.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Yeah, trust me, that happens.
Alright,
My bad. No, my bad.
But there was also another thing. I heard a lot of people have some sort of weird issues when it comes to when they're having the VRC Plus 2. Also, that is actually really even more bad. So, yeah.
I see. I never even knew anything about that on hand. I mean, the only thing I deal with nowadays with, like, in the sense of, like, VRC, it's just basically the screenshot glitch that happens. And what it does, well, it's a screenshot bug, but what happens is, like, if I'm talking to you or so, it would cause a small lag issue, and then what happens is it'll freeze screen of what I'm looking at, and if I move my head up and down or so, it'll stay like that. Or even if you're talking to me and moving your hands, I can't.
That has been an issue even before this, though.
Really? Okay.
That's been yeah, even I had that so many times, actually. Even like during 2018, 2019, it's been that sort of an issue for me sometimes.
Did you have Oculus Rift at that time, or was it just Vive?
Oculus Rift, I had it from April till like a little bit after summer, but then it broke. Then I got actually Vive Pro, and even with the Vive Pro, it still had that sort of an issue.
Huh.
Which
Okay.
I'm using right now, the Vive Pro.
Okay, I did not know that. I always thought it only affected those with Oculus because they're going from like. Okay, I guess I was wrong in my own head. So, but yeah.
It has happened to me sometimes, and that was really fucking bullshittery on that.
No, I feel you. I feel you on hand. Especially with how certain things have been happening here and there. Hopefully it will get fixed in time, but it's just a matter of like we're gonna have to wait to find out. But let me ask about this team.
If they actually do what they promise about it, though.
Yeah, definitely. If they do keep their word, you know. And like I said, it's just a matter of like being in the bleachers and just watching what's gonna happen. Either they're gonna strike out or they're gonna hit a home run. We'll see. So.
Yeah.
But let me ask about Team Aura. Now, I only knew a little bit about it from your side entirely, like what Team Aura is, but I would like to know how did it all formulate on it. I know this was Thamriel's thing, but I assume this formulated.
Well,
or I could be wrong.
It was actually not only him. It is more like actually him with the other part of the team actually that I believe is Mecha, Maniac, Neo Sensor, and Whitewood Meg. All four of them were talking about us forming of the stream team actually. Meanwhile, he was actually a partner streamer before Meg did, but a little bit later after the team formed, and she got also partner. But either way. They were talking about us forming a stream team, and they were decided that they going to be a part of it. Like, of course, all four of them. But then deciding, like, who else was going to join on it. And even though I was actually surprised that they chosen me, even though I didn't hang that much with them and haven't even known them for that long. But apparently they have probably mentioned me a lot because of how I actually talked with them, especially with Mega Maniac and the Neon Sunsor, and a little bit with Meg, I believe. And especially Neo, because he was actually, during when I met him, he started to actually come and join, and I said hi to him, and I actually was friendly, because I am friendly. And apparently that actually, like, sparked on that way for them wanting me to join in that way.
Okay.
Still a little bit confused, though.
I mean, hey, it's one of those things where sometimes, you know, an opportunity may come to you when you least expect it, or basically it's one of those things where a simple gesture of kindness can go a long way, where basically it opens up doors to places you didn't even realize could happen on hand. Like
yeah, but even though, and especially even though during the time before even the day started doing that, I did then started getting to Amriel also, because we were hanging around here in VRChat sometimes, but still that's shocking to me because now, as we do to actually getting more people in, we have to actually get to know them and play games together to actually have that more mutual feeling to it, like if it feels right or not.
Yeah, that
and
chemistry and bond.
They didn't even need to do that to me. That's the thing, they didn't even need to do that to me, and they just chose me either way, and that's just how it went, apparently.
Well, I was gonna say, either way, they clearly saw something in you that they would like to have you be like a crucial piece of the puzzle for that. And it looks like so far it seems like everything turns out pretty well because of it.
Apparently.
Apparently on hand. So,
Yeah.
so I've never been to Chill Out VR in my entirety of it. I should maybe one day just out of curiosity, but I will ask you on hand, for the most part, what is your perspective of Chill Out VR?
Well, as I said it about the VRC, about this problem with the performance, in there is a really top-notch performance on that, actually. Way better, especially when people actually really complain it also because of they could be also because of demonic bones moving around and such with a lot of people. But we had like probably near 40 people, and I did like normally I would go like 30 FPS in here, even with 20 or probably even less, depends on the avatar. But in there, it actually just didn't go to like 30 for around like almost 45 people, I believe, in one world.
Interesting.
And also, you can actually have demonic bones on everybody. Also,
interesting. I did not know you could do that. I mean,
it is, but also the specific thing that everybody wished to that you can also touch over people's demonic bones. So yeah, for example, I could actually play with your hair like around if you had demonic bones on those, like moving around or something on that can be touchable on your pieces of clothing or whatever, even your thighs, for example. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting on hand that you could just basically have like colliders on your hair, so you can just easily just like mess around with everything or so. Or
well, you have to fix it on the setting in the game to actually do that to other people, and people can do that to you. So if you don't have it on, then of course it will not work. But then it lags less, so you can actually fix it. If there's too much for you either way, then you can actually turn it off and turn off demonic bones on all the people, and then it lags way less for you.
Okay.
It's basically that easy.
Well, there you go. I mean, for that on hand or so, at least it opens up the door for you to be able to just come up, especially for world creators or like avatar creators, to come up with different possibilities on hand that can easily implement the collider for it, you know?
It does, and there's more stuff that they also done actually when it comes to the colliders, which is also really awesome, especially with animation, for example. You can actually, for example, create like a block that is by an sort of an animation that you toggle, and it's like a trampoline, and people can actually jump about it because it hits with the collider, so it actually bounces you up in a way.
That's actually okay. That's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool on hand to see that.
Yeah, and it is basically like when you're touching demonic bones, you can also spawn like a big button that you can just press with your finger. That is not only for you, even other people can do it if you actually allow that. And there's so much you can actually do with it, which makes it even more fun.
No, I got you.
More creation-wise.
More creation-wise on hand, especially for what you want to make or so. Possibilities for the most part.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I believe, yeah. I was going to ask you, do you have any old VRC memories you can remember off the top of your head, like when you first just got started with the game, or basically anything that comes to your mind when you think about it? Like any sort of funny stuff?
Oh, there are so many actually. But I do remember when I actually, back in the day, 2018, when I started playing VRChat and I actually had my friend group that I hanged around with, I actually got to try out the first Huggy dungeon before even it got released, because there was a friend of mine that actually knew the guy that actually created the world, and he allowed it to actually do some kind of like a tour guide through the map. And we actually had fun and did it through the whole thing either way.
Damn. I was gonna say, because I'm not into like horror maps in general, like I could barely get past like a Huggies map on entirely just because of the fact that it's just, yeah, when you're constantly jump scared and everything, yeah, it's not a great feeling, especially like atmosphere wise or so. But I guess it's because I'm not a horror type, but it seems like you had a good time on hand. So
I don't like horror either way, but like I have been saying sometimes, it's better to actually fight your fears and have fun with it when you do it with your friends. So at least it makes it more fun out of that.
Yeah.
Which I did also with the other Hogger Dungeons series also.
Well, there you go. There you go, on hand. And because of that, it just allows you to go fans further, so.
Yeah, but before that, though, the first time when I did it, I was not that much scared during the time otherwise, though. I don't know why it then suddenly bursting me to getting more scared, but I guess they improve it on how they created the map, so that's probably the reason why it got me more scared than before.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I get, like I said, it's one of those things where I would do more or so, but it's one of those things like, again, atmosphere is everything. Like, if you could set an atmosphere in, you're basically going to weaken somebody's guard up, or basically they're going to easily get jump scared. Like, that's the thing with certain maps. But, any other members pass, like, horror maps or anything in general, or so, or?
Other horror maps, I don't even know if I did some, but those was barely even counting as horror maps, yes, but other stuff though as memories, damn, so many to even come up with, but I think it was, oh yeah, sometimes we played this old game that somebody created during the time. It was all the, like, a snowy map that you actually can pick up guns that is on somewhere in the map and shooting. I forgot what it was called, but it was something about a winter, I believe.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Because I actually played that a few times on hand. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was like this PvP map on hand. Like, it was like one of, like, VRChat's creations on hand, where basically you can easily, like, I think the objective on hand is basically, like, going to the tower that's, like, in the center, and basically kind of like King of the Hill, almost. Try to get to the top of the tower and try to secure that position. Yeah, that one. Okay, yeah, it's been a while since I've been back to that map, if it's still around. That's the thing.
Yeah, that I wanted to do, but there was one thing that happened that I also got a clip about it, actually. There was a new group of friends after the first two that I was starting hanging around, and one of the friends actually had a gun that I was like, oh, if you put a gun, I wonder what happened if you shoot yourself. And then he has actually turned the gun and shoot himself twice, and then just, like, died.
I don't know what he expected, but there you go. Jesus. Good God.
It's randomly funny if they ask a question, and he just actually did it once, like, hey, boom, boom, died.
Good God.
Even though he was a little lolly too, that was made it even more fun.
Good Lord. But still, it's just those memories you go back to on hand that you could easily, like, vividly remember it on your hand that just makes things a little bit great. Like those little wonders on hand, which is nice to keep on, keep on hand no matter what. So.
But the best memory, I would say, otherwise, is actually when I did the first anniversary for me playing the game and streaming it. That was actually the best one, and same thing on the second year.
Well, there you go.
We should be closing in the third, which I don't even know if I should do a third one. It's still clogging my mind how I should do it.
I mean, I was going to say, at best, you can always split it up. Like, you could do a little bit of it in VRC and then a little bit of it in Chill Out VR, depending on what you find more comfortable for you.
Yeah, I mean, that I actually could. True, I could.
Yeah, you could, because that way, because there might be some people who may not be able to access, like, may be able to not perform on Chill Out VR, and there may be some people like, say, on the VRChat side, who basically would like to still hang out with you, or just be able to get to know you when they ever get a chance. Just to be able to catch up and see how things are. It all depends on what you want to do more than anything else. So, but got some different topics on hand I was going to ask you on hand for the most part. We talked about the VRChat Current Present entirely. Like, what do you think about it current present-wise? But I will say, what are some of the things when you first started the game of VRChat all the way to where we are now? What are some of the things you're glad that they changed up compared to some of the things that you wish they did not change at all? It could be security-wise. It could be, like, maybe update-wise.
Well, I think they should have, I'm glad with the security, but they should have done it different with, instead of the stupid, trusted and no news and whatever. That actually ruined mostly the game, because of some people don't even talk with those that are lower, and especially new ones, like, oh, you're just a new visitor, I'm not gonna talk with you. stuff like that. I heard those stupid things that are happening around, and it is literally dumb.
Yeah, it did create that perspective on hand. It created that perspective on hand where even if you're just not, even if you're a normal person, you know, first time starting VRC or so, certain people like higher up would not try to interact with you just because of the fact that they would think you're maybe a troll, maybe you could be somebody who's there just to cause problems on hand. Because the perspective of what happens like during the time of the pug, where basically you go in like a random public or so, it turns itself into no man's land because you have no idea what you're going to get in there, and it just goes like crazy on hand. So
that's why the ranks was a stupid idea that I'm not happy with, but how should I say, what would be the goodest one though that I changed? I mean, I actually like it how the version of when you're jumping into world, I like it how the older one was with the music and all. It was actually more calm and soothing to it.
I mean, it's definitely a very nostalgic
trip. I wish they didn't change.
Yeah, it was a good nostalgia trip on hand. I like the common music in general, so it had a unique feeling to it as well. But
yeah,
I will say, and this is also going to apply to like be it VRC or Chill VR, but anything you're looking forward towards for whatever is coming out, like say update wise, maybe they're doing some changes on hand that you are pretty excited about trying.
Oh, I'm looking on Chill VR. I'm looking forward to the latest update they're trying to do. It's actually soon we're gonna have avatar worlds, basically with avatar pedestals and such.
Oh, there you go.
So people now can actually creating world with avatars, but also then world creation overall is going to be more funnier to actually do than how you compare it to here. You're saying because that's what I heard, but I don't know how it looks like. But hoping for the best. That's what I'm hoping for. Because so far they have brought a lot of promising stuff that they actually have said at least, which is actually really good.
I got you.
Because they're fixing the problem, they give the stuff that they're saying, and they have brought the promises, and they come with even more crazy stuff that is crazy. Oh yeah, another thing that I'm actually looking forward to Shield VR. They said something else like if you don't feel like to jump into a world that where your friend is and you actually want to still talk with them, you can have like a like a Discord call. Basically that in the game.
Huh, that's interesting. That is pretty interesting.
But not only that, it's gonna be also like a holographic thing that is standing in front of you that you actually talk with them like that too, I believe.
Huh, that's actually interesting. Unique and interesting. To be able to apply that in there is going to be very interesting, like in the sense of like network-wise or so, how that even works.
Yeah, they're going to experiment it a lot, but if it does work, then that's gonna be a hell of a game changer, I will tell you.
Yeah, hell of a game changer on hand, which I hope to see that as time comes or so, especially once they get what they need and basically put their foot on the ground for what they gotta do and build upwards. So definitely it'll be interesting.
Yeah. It is only also 2 people that are working on the game. That makes it even more worth it when they actually know what they're doing and bringing all the promising stuff. So, but still, they probably need more people to actually handle it because one of the I should say the owner of the game needs to take a lot of rest because they're overworking too much. That is not good.
Well, that's passion. Because understand, when you're passionate, determined to make something and basically see it through, sometimes rest has to take the back burner on hand where basically you just want to get it to a certain point and then you can finally rest. The problem is, and this is just...
Well, he barely even rests even though, because he had a lot of work to do and even go to all the work and do some meetings and such, and that's a lot, like, jeez.
Yeah. And I was going to say, the problem with that, which I can say from my own perspective, is that when you do this much work on hand, especially when you're passionate, determined to do it or so, you want to do a little bit more. And basically the rest that you were supposed to guarantee for yourself, you're pushing it back a little by little, because it's the mindset of basically you just want to make sure everything is all right for when you do lay your head down and finally get that R&R. That once you have that break period's over, it's gonna be a-okay when you come back to it or so. It's the mindset of a creator, mindset of like anybody, including streamers or so, people who want to make something really good. for themselves, but want to be guaranteed that once they
True.
do take a nice break, that nothing doesn't like change, or in the sense of like nothing, nothing hurts themselves more than anything else. It's the mindset of a worker, and more than anything else, if you could see it through to the end, you're definitely going to do it no matter what. For guarantee is. But yeah, there you go. But I will say, let me ask you about. Let's talk about anime. Let's talk about anime. Anime time.
Which one?
Well, here's the thing. It's a 3-part question. So first things first. When I say anime, what comes to your mind when I say anime? Like first series that pops in your mind.
One Piece.
One Piece. One Piece on hand.
My most favorite one ever.
Hey, One Piece for the most part. I was gonna say I'm finding it interesting that they're still continuing it for so long on hand. Like, I understand why, because the creator has like so many ideas. He doesn't want to let go of most of it and just basically come to that conclusion. He wants to expand it outwards.
I mean, it is a real long story, and that's what I like about it, and especially it compared to like how Naruto went. It of course went really far and everything, but at least it had that ending to some part, and that I'm actually glad about. But when it comes to One Piece, when I saw the like over 100 episodes, I could just imagine this one gonna go fucking forever, because I can imagine they are going to be a huge fucking story that never gonna even stop for a really fucking long time. And look at what happened. It almost around the 1K episode almost, and still going, and that's what's is really good with it. To me, I don't want to do stuff. I wanted to continue with more excitement and more adventure that it actually feels, and that's basically like how a true pirate story should be.
Yeah.
Right?
No, definitely on hand, and it's just one of those things where I'm just gonna say this: I'm gonna be very disappointed that if One Piece, the greatest treasure of all time in that series, is actually just the friendships you made along the way kind of trope that happens on hand. That would be the most upsetting thing on it.
Dude, that would be the best thing for me, because that's what I would have wanted, the same thing, actually.
No, I mean, yeah, definitely on hand, but it would just be like the most upsetting thing for whoever is the biggest hardcore like One Piece fan, because they would assume it'd be like, a giant like well, not gum, but a giant like devil fruit or something like the most powerful thing in the world on hand, you would think. But then when you open up, it's just an empty treasure chest with nothing in it. It's like, wait, what is this supposed to mean? Or if it even is a treasure chest, you never know.
To me, I already seeing that probably would be the ending, but I'm not saying that I really know it is, because nobody knows, and even I don't know. But if it is, that's still cool for me, because that's what I see. They bring a lot of friendship and a lot of trust to each other, and that's what is a cool part too. So why shouldn't it be? But otherwise, that's basically what I see it too. Like, if you grab a group of friends that doesn't even want to be a pirate, and I'm just want to be, then that would be not true friends that you actually have fun and actually do as a pirate to be free and fight and actually do something. So it's basically that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go on hand. My next question go ahead.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was actually not even going to say anything, so it's fine.
Okay.
What about the next question?
My next question to the anime part is, what is your favorite series? Like, when it comes to anime, what is your favorite series? Like if you had a top 3, top 5, whatever top animation comes to your mind, what would those be?
Top 5 and number 1, always One Piece. Second, I would say kinda High School DxD, but I don't know anymore. But I think Log Horizon would be there, I believe. And third, Shield Hero. I forgot about how it's called, but he is basically the guy that becomes a Shield Hero out of the 4 heroes and then betrayed and everything.
I think it was Rise of the Shield Hero. I don't know if that's the correct term on him.
That. Yeah.
There you go.
That's what it was. And fourth one, there was something Like kaiju thing. Oh yeah. Rimuru Tempest,
Hmm. I think I've
the
heard of it, but
slime
I just can't.
monster.
Oh, the slime monster. Okay, I was gonna say I think I've heard of them on hand, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. It may be one of those moments where you might have seen a clip of it or so, but then it just kind of you push it in the back of your head. But I need to see when I
You
get
need
to
to
it.
watch it. It's really good. It's really good.
Okay. I was gonna say,
Yeah, and I don't know if you call it an anime, the last one, but you heard of Ruby?
oh, I've heard of Ruby. Yeah, I've heard of Ruby on it.
Yeah, it's my fifth one.
That's your fifth one. Okay. I mean, it kind of classifies maybe as an anime, mostly animation, I guess. Hard to say, but it's like
Animation,
it's in between both.
animation, something like that.
Yeah, it's in between both. It's in between both on hand. And mine.
So those are the five, I would say.
Those are the five. Okay. Well, that's a good list on hand. Very good list on hand for what you got. So, and I was gonna say my last question for you is, what is the anime that hit you close to home? Like when you watch and everything, you're like, I feel this too much. Like it hits close to reality for you.
One Piece.
One Piece. One Piece. Okay.
But kind of a little bit also from Rise of a Shield Hero because of that he get involved in everything. That's what reminds me like back in the day when I was a kid in a way.
Okay.
So that would be that one side, but then now that I'm having a lot of friends that I hang around with, One Piece is hitting the mostly good there.
Oh, there you go. Well, it's understandable, sure, because once again, when you have like a group of people there that basically look up to you as the captain, or basically they're going to follow you any step of the way of where you want to go, and they're going to support that dream of what you want to be. Like if you want to be the greatest music maker you ever want to be in life, they're going to support you every step of the way just to see you basically make that great song. Hey, there you go. Hey, there you go. There you go on hand. And this leads me to my final question here. As you can see, I have this camera here, and I'm going to give you center stage here. And what I'm going to do is ask you this. What are your goals and dreams? And at best, what is the best advice you can ever give to anyone? I'm going to back up. I'm going to have a center forward and just let them know what it is.
Well, what my dream is to be actually the really best music maker ever. But probably not the best, but at least something that I can be feeling more proud of and actually be living in that life. And same thing with streaming. And the goal is to live by streaming and making music and become like a pro of music making. That's pretty much it.
Any best advice you can give to anybody that's been given to you?
About advice about what?
Like, for example, if anyone's ever gave you any good advice on hand that you would ever want to pass it over to the next person over, like, it could be life advice, anything, just to let them know on hand.
Walk outside more often if you don't have to work because of this pandemic of Corona. Walk outside at least every day for 30 minutes to 1 hour and eat healthy. But if you want to get down the weight, eat a little bit less just in case, because that could actually help. And just stay awesome, stay positive, and be friendly with many people and help them out when you need it, and they will help you out when you need it.
Okay, I got you. Well, there we go on hand. I will say, does anybody have any questions on hand for Whitemesser? And yes, I know, Langle, you saw my hand in the screen on hand. I didn't know I was in the frame. It's because I got a little close just to explain on it, because I don't know how far away the voice distance was. So, my bad. But anybody got any questions on hand for Whitemesser? I do have one question on hand that pops in my mind. And that's basically for you entirely. Depending on where you're going to go in life, say with music, like making in general, so no matter where it's going to go on hand, are you always going to be able to stream on Twitch when you ever get a chance or so, or basically when it goes further out, like career-wise or so, are you going to be a little bit busy on both fronts? Like, say if you got to work for like an industry or so.
I mean, I'm not trying to actually go into any fucking company or so. I just want to get known by being a music maker and actually do it on stream a lot by living with it and do, of course, probably a lot of commission. Not that super a lot that will stress me, but at least so that I can live with and also have fun doing it. But I'm definitely not even gonna try to be a part of a company because I heard that some try and there's some manage, but then later on it could happen that you actually get kicked out from it. So I don't want to even bother with that shit either way. So and yeah, that's why I'm gonna go and mostly stream my stuff and probably everybody loves it and such.
Yeah, and you want to avoid that invisible blacklist people seem to have on hand, especially with, like in the music industry, where. Yeah, avoid that entirely on hand.
And plus, I'm going to have all my votes proven that it's copyright only for me. But it's mostly all my songs is going to be not copyrighted, so anybody can use it on YouTube and everything. But there are probably going to be some, but it is less than all the songs that is going to be basically copyright free. That I'm going to have some copyrighted, but only for me, but it probably also gonna be some that it's part of my Patreon that I can actually get some of those songs too.
Okay, well, I got you. I will say, and whenever you get more comfortable on hand, music building or so, I would be looking forward to basically commission you for a theme song or so. When you're more comfortable and when you're good to go, so. But,
I still have a lot of way to go, so.
I know, but it's one step at a time. One step at a time, and do it at your own pace. It's not a race. It's just a walk of life. And I don't seem to have any questions on hand for you, so I guess for now. I know. I put it on my wrist like it's a wristwatch, so that way I can just see what's going on. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any questions for you besides the one question I have.
That's what I should have.
Yeah.
Even
but
I
will.
Had the one I was streaming here also.
And that's why I'm going to say that will have to be episode 35 of Shoot the Breeze.